Boxing Bro UK, support this guys. RBG Kurdistan.
This is Boxing Bros UK here. I am a the boss Chris. This is my co-host Andrew, the Boxing Brain. Topic of the day is the Conor Benn Eubank Jr. 2 press conference. Or is it Eubank Jr. Conor Benn? Because he won, even though none of them are champions, so does it really matter? But who cares? It's their press conference, all the main talking points, all the shenanigans, the bitchiness, Eddie Hearn being hilarious. So let's get into it.
Just firstly, Jamie, obviously, just a couple of, you might, just going to say
on, Eddie.
30 seconds about Ricky Hatton.
No, there's no 30 seconds.
Chris, 1 second.
You know the drill, buddy.
Chris.
You know the drill. I'm not going to say anything you say.
Okay, then don't.
I'm a bad guy. I'm a this. All
I was going to do was say a few words about Ricky Hatton.
I don't want to hear any of your few words.
Okay, I won't say anything about.
Let's move on with the press conference. I don't want to hear anything from you.
You get what's
I'm going to speak over you for as long as it takes.
You can do that.
We know the drill. Let's move.
That was Eubank Jr. there, not letting Eddie Hearn speak 30 seconds about Ricky Hatton. I just want to say, everyone's going, oh, disrespectful. Eubank Jr., as much as he's a fucking knobhead sometimes, a bit of a twat, he wasn't being disrespectful. It's a point. Eddie Hearn, you're not allowed to speak at my press conferences. Doesn't matter what it's about. You're not allowed to. So, and Eubank Jr. said, Eddie Hearn knew that I was going to do that. He didn't, and I didn't know that he was going to be giving, saying 30 seconds about Ricky Hatton. And all that, but I can see why people thought it was disrespectful. I don't believe he did it on purpose. It was just, Eddie, don't talk. I don't care what you're talking about. You're not allowed to talk. That's it. That's my take on it. What do you think? Or do you think disrespectful? He should have let him speak because it's Ricky.
That to me comes across a little bit egotistical. I mean, we know they're all massive egos anyway, but surely if it's just a little tribute on Ricky Hatton, which at the time was very recent, wasn't it? When his press conference went out, very recent. I would have thought like, allowing that just that little bit of time, anything else with regard to the fight, but also why even bother to have him there at all then? What was he just there to make up the numbers? Like, it all just seems a bit strange to me. But
okay,
you know, Conor Benn, he put on a great fight. He went out there and he did what I did not expect him to do. But you know, I'm going to tell you right here and now, you ain't no champ. And you most definitely ain't no people's champ, so get that out of your head. You keep letting Eddie Hearn blow smoke up your ass and you're going to end up being even more of an embarrassment than he is. These men are not men of the people. They are pretending. They're pretending to be the good guys. Wolves in sheep's clothing, if you will. They will do anything they can. They will screw over anybody they can. They will cut any corners. They will break any rules they can to try and get ahead. Ruthless, immoral, and without restraint, these men are. They did everything they could to try and destroy me in this last fight.
I've never heard so much waffle in all my life.
You're going to hear a lot more.
No, but, you know,
you're going to hear a lot more. Now, after the fight, due to severe dehydration, I'm put in an ambulance and I have to...
I don't give a shit about this rehydration clause, because you're the one who's agreed to it. You signed it for a second time when you didn't really have to. Basically, he agreed to rehydration clause so that for more money. Yeah. For more money. So you want to risk your health for money, that's your fucking problem. You don't get no sympathy from me, Eubank Jr. I'm afraid. Yeah.
No, I agree with that, because I think we've had conversations about that anyway. It's like, you can't really moan about it unless you've been forced in that position. You've signed on the dotted line to say that you're happy to do that. You know, I don't know. Again, it's just trying to create a bit of drama, I think. At the end of the day, they're trying to rob the bank twice here, aren't they? They're trying to kill everybody into having a rematch that nobody really wanted to see, if we're honest. I mean, it's a bit
one and done. One and done was perfect.
Go to hospital. I was actually so dehydrated that one of the toenails on my big toe fell off.
What random thing to say?
My big toe fell off.
What random thing to say?
But anyway, I'm in the ambulance. In the ambulance. And
you still got it?
These scumbags blocked that ambulance from leaving the stadium for 20 minutes.
By the way, this is an interesting. I'll keep going because this is all being noted. Because
20
it's
minutes.
absolute waffle.
20 minutes.
Waffle.
Popped in.
Waffle.
I'm laying there in a gurney, oxygen mask on, and the car cannot move. They will not open the gates to let us leave.
Sorry, who won't open the gates?
Now, if this was a serious injury that I had sustained, that 20 minutes of
Chris, I want to know who wouldn't open the gates. It's important.
that 20 minutes
You can't answer that, can
could
you?
have been the difference between life and death.
You talk.
And while this was all happening, Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn are in here talking to the media, lying about how I had a broken jaw and that was the reason why I was going to hospital. Artists of the highest degree.
Chris, can we get one thing clear? Can you just confirm that you are accusing
Yes,
us?
I am.
Matchroom?
Or yes.
Okay, say it.
You guys
Say
blocked
it.
me from.
Say it. Say it.
You know, because
Matchroom.
Who else? Who else
Okay.
would have been?
Go on, say it.
Why was I?
Say it.
Why was I in an ambulance? for
Say
20
that
minutes?
Matchroom
Why was
stops
I
you from
in-
going to the
Why
hospital.
was I what? So you can try and sue me with your little lawyer.
Not at all. Don't worry about that. I think you're talking about the wrong guy. Say
To be
it.
up here.
Say it.
These are the levels.
You-
These are the levels.
We start now. Which we're not.
These people up here. You were talking
Toenail.
about how famous and popular you were. Even more famous than me.
No, that's impossible. You're the people's champ.
You said
no. You're
Even
getting
more
stopped
famous
by
than me.
grannies and children who
I
are
am.
throwing themselves at you like you're
I love Eddie Hearn. I love Eddie Hearn.
by grannies and children who
I
are
am.
throwing themselves at you like you're
I love Eddie Hearn. I love Eddie Hearn.
I can't believe. But that's interesting. The fact is, you're telling us we stopped your ambulance from going to the hospital.
A glorified desk jockey.
Desk jockey.
That's what you are.
Okay, that's interesting.
Living off of the back of hard-working fighters. That's what you
Yeah,
are. So the fact that you can sit
listen.
here talking about how popular and
Care about
famous
how
you
popular.
are,
What I don't want to have
It
is
just
someone
shows you the
lying
level-
about what happened on the
It just
night
shows
to
you
try
the
and gain
level
more popularity.
ego and
About your
narcissism
weight
we're
cut,
dealing with
about all the you want to
I
come
don't
out
need
with.
to
You're
bring up
playing
this.
the
It's all
victim.
documented.
You're playing the
It's all
victim.
I've got to agree with Eddie Hearn. And if I was him, I would sue Eubank Jr. and I'd be very annoyed because sell a fight, tell a few porkies, whatever. But when you're trying to say a man is trying to kill you after a fight, that's a different thing. This is more disrespectful than what he was doing about the Ricky Hatton thing. Because he's trying to insinuate that they were trying to kill him because he's dehydrated, his toenail falling off or whatever. And he's saying that they deliberately stopped his ambulance from going to the hospital. And I do not believe that for one fucking second. Not 1 second, I believe.
I can't imagine that would happen. Not after what we had with the Michael Watson back in the day, where he couldn't get part of the reason he was more brain damaged than he was because of access. And I know Frank Warren made big strides in sorting out access out of stadiums. That wouldn't be allowed to happen. Not with dehydration, where potential stuff to the brain could be affected, his organs, his kidneys. That's an outlandish thing to say. But again, I think this is just trying to create as much controversy as possible to try and make this second fight as big as the first one, because they're desperate for that, aren't they?
But this isn't, I don't believe this is the way. Eubank Jr., it's like he was the hero in the last fight.
Yeah.
And it's like he's trying too hard to play the victim. It's not working because you're telling lies that are a bit too hard. There's no way that they were trying to kill him and stop him going to the hospital. I don't believe that for one.
I don't really get why he's doing that, though, Chris. Why couldn't he just go full comedic, like you tried to do everything? £10 on the morning of the fight. I had 12 hours. I'm still drinking fucking bottles of water before you're throwing punches at me to get some water in me. And my legs were gone by round 4. You still couldn't fucking beat me, pumped up welterweight. You tried to do everything. £10 on the morning of the fight. I had 12 hours. I'm still drinking fucking bottles of water before you're throwing punches at me to get some water in me. And my legs were gone by round 4. You still couldn't fucking beat me, pump.
That's the way. That's the way to do
way
it.
to sell it, mate. Do it.
That's the way to tell it. That's the way to sell it. Instead of telling lies and trying to...
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn is not a corrupt fucker. Frank Warren is. Frank Warren's a fucking dodgy bastard. People don't roll up on you and try and shoot you in the head if you ain't involved in some madness. Frank Warren's an old school East End bad lad. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, Bricktop, mate.
Oh, Brick. So I won't put anything past Frank Warren if he had a beef with someone. But, like, what allegedly or whatever, he used to do unlicensed boxing and all that. We know his past. Eddie Hearn is as straight as a die. He just wouldn't do it. And let's not forget, Eddie Hearn and Chris Eubank Jr., they're like cousins. They grew up together, really. Because don't forget, Barry Hearn was his dad's promoter. They've known each other since they were fucking kids. So I think Eubank Jr. is being a bit out of order here, what he's saying, that basically they're trying to kill him or really damage his health. That's not true. No, too far. Too far.
See through you.
I won the fight.
Well done. We give you the respect.
Yeah, I won the fight.
But don't worry. You accuse us of stopping the ambulance to going from the hospital. We'll see. We'll see.
Did I underestimate him? I did. I genuinely thought I'd knock him out 3-4 rounds on my heart.
Yeah, we could tell. We could tell.
I genuinely believed, so I underestimated him, but he gave me one hell of a fight, and it was one hell of a fight, and yeah, I'm excited for next time round, to be honest, mate.
Well, let's hear from...
This was the first time in my life that I've ever seen a fighter lose and then go on some type of victory tour.
It's a 500 grand for your unprofessionalism that gave me that car.
You flew over to America, you're taking pictures of people. I'm so grateful for the love and the support the fans are showing me. You're going on like you won. You do understand you lost, right?
Do you want me to finish?
He had all 10 toenails.
You do understand me.
Listen, Chris, the reality is, while you were sipping food for a straw, I was back in the gym after the fight, ready for September 20th. Why was you not ready? We was locked in September 20th. Meanwhile, what were you doing?
I was living life, my friend.
Exactly. I don't
care that you were ready.
Listen, I don't care.
Just got to pause it there. I think Eubank Jr. has got the arse because he won the fight, but like Conor Benn just said, yeah, no, he got the plaudits, but I mean, at the end of the fight, he was in worse shape. He had to go to hospital. He was bruised. He was on a fucking drip. It's like he lost, even though he won, because Conor Benn was getting the congrats and the plaudits, like hell of a fight. Everyone loving him. Eubank Jr. is in the hospital, nearly dying.
Yeah. It would have felt like a loss, wouldn't it? This is the problem. He was so dehydrated, and then so many stipulations around him. Well, you've got to put your body through. Look at what he's had to do just to win.
Exactly. And I can imagine him like dehydrated in hospital with a drip. His dad's there crying, thinking he's going to die. And then he looks on Twitter and you can see Conor Benn getting interviewed by Coogan. Hell of a fight, hell of a fight. Everyone's like, wow. And all the Yanks are like, wow, that's boxing. That was a great fight. So Conor Benn's running around getting all the adulation for the fight while he's in hospital. And I think that's pissed him off, and that's why he's making up all this bullshit about they didn't let me out with the ambulance and all that. It's all in his head.
Is it all the same? Because I haven't looked around this yet. Is it all the same rules again?
Exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Look at me. Okay.
Agreed to it, so you can cry all you want about it and say you agreed to it.
Maybe you could take his other toenail off his big toe, so it'll be a little bit less weight then for him.
Yeah. Has he been hanging around David Hayes' gym? Fuck you, no.
Yeah, bloody toenails. Oh God.
But back to it.
We're fighting November 15th, mate, and November 15th. It was supposed to be September 20th, but your unprofessionalism and your unprofessional September 20th, but your unprofessionalism and your unprofessional team weren't ready.
I don't need to fight you when you want to fight. You lost. I don't need you.
It wasn't when he wanted to fight.
It's not when I wanted. It's when everybody wanted. When Turk al-Sheikh wanted. When the whole team had agreed and arranged for the fight to happen. You know what happens when you have an agreement? Do you know what happens? You know when you sign a contract? Do you know what that is?
He's lying. Look at his shifty little eyes. Look at his eyes. I can tell when people lie. Look at him, just rewind that bit. Look at Eubank's eyes.
Unprofessionalism and your unprofessional team weren't ready.
I don't need to fight you when you want to fight. You lost.
You know when you sign a contract? Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? I know what that is.
He's lying. You know when people look to the corner of their eyes when they're speaking?
Looking right.
Yeah, he's being deceitful.
A special message from His Excellency Turki al-Sheikh, who says that Eddie Hearn is more popular than Chris Eubank Jr. because he has his own Netflix documentary.
That's good news. Chris can watch that tonight. 6 episodes.
Yeah. We all know about that, how you're postering me all over your...
Oh, yeah.
The guy that doesn't deserve to be here and you're using me in all your trailers.
I know.
It's okay.
You made me a lot of money in that documentary. One thing was amazing, that we got the People's Champ. We got 6 episodes, 5 hours of working where you can pull your plonker off in Brighton all night to that, you would be loving it. Pull your plonker off in Brighton all night to that, you would be loving it.
A scumbag promotes other fight promoter uses other fight limelight.
Blocks ambulances,
Into the limelight.
loses.
I love that. You can pull your plonker all night in Brighton to my Netflix. See, Eddie, you've got Eddie Hearn's doing things with charisma and style, like he always does.
He wants to talk. No one wants to hear
Netflix, it's
it.
out now. Enjoy the episodes. Thank you.
No one's going to watch it, mate.
Thank you.
Chris put up a good fight, but to me, that was Conor at his worst. He was winging punches in, throwing them left, right, not even thinking about what he was doing. Everything that we practiced for the 12 weeks of training, he didn't do one thing. Absolutely one thing. And he had him hurt so many times, but yet he kept on showing all the punches that he was going to throw. And I thought to myself, mate, that wasn't even a real Conor. And the funny thing about it, we all keep saying that we made him struggling with the weight, but Chris is IBO middleweight champion. He fights at 160 all the time, the last 4 fights. I've been at 160.
I'm sorry, I love Nigel Benn, but you're chatting shit. There's a rehydration call.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, because, yeah, you know, he's weighed in at 158 before the fight in a usual, without the IBF even, whichever. I think they're is it still £20 limit? They've upped it to 20, haven't they, IBF or something? I can't remember what they're...
Yeah, the same day weigh-in.
Yeah. But he'll come in 180, 190 pounds on fight night. But on this, he can't be any more. By the time he walks in the ring, he's probably only going to be about 180, just under 180 at most.
Exactly.
So,
it's all well and good saying, he makes middleweight and that, but the rehydration clause is not a normal clause for normal boxing matches. So you can't say, oh, well, he's a middleweight. Yeah, he's a middleweight who's not allowed to rehydrate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not.
He's bound to say that he's sub, because he done a big thing with, he's beating William Skull, who's about to fight Canelo, and he's fighting Denzel Bentley, and he's beating them all up. You know, he's going to sell it to people. You know, that's almost his duty, really. And again, I've got a lot of respect for Nigel Benn, but now he's saying, that was the worst version of him. It's like, yeah, he probably did panic in there. He wasn't throwing off his feints. He was expending a lot of energy in the ring. It probably was too big an occasion too soon. But maybe he's right. Maybe in this rematch, we will see a calmer, more methodical Conor Benn. But then that isn't really Conor Benn's style. He ain't going to get in there like the second coming of Sugar Ray Leonard, is he?
No, but he needs to educate pressure. And obviously, with Nigel Benn saying about the sparring, so basically what you're telling me is that not only does William Skull run away from Canelo, he runs away from welterweights in sparring as well, is what you're telling us. So you're telling us that William Skull is fucking shit in sparring and he's running away from a welterweight in sparring with 16-ounce gloves on. William Skull is fucking shit in sparring and he's running away from a welterweight in sparring with 16-ounce gloves on. No wonder, he's not selling me on this, but I do think he is right to a degree. Conor Benn was telegraphing everything because he was trying to take his head off, and he was just, when we did our post-fight review, he was just like a fucking wild animal. It was bad.
Oh, innit, Chris? Because I wanted to come in with a brief bit of analysis here, because psychologically, when you're working out a game plan psychologically as well as technically, you know, especially people like Ben Davidson, you know, when he does this, do this, and if he looks like this, he's whatever, right? I kind of like doing that sort of stuff as well. But surely, you know, he's coming in weight range. You know his legs are not going to be underneath him in the back end of the fight. That's when to start turning the screw. That's when to start upping your ferocity. The first few rounds, you should be just trying to get him to move around the ring, use his leg. It was a very odd tactic, the first fight, because do you know what I mean? He's knackered in the second half of the fight. He's weight drained. That's when you turn it on.
Yeah. No, but apparently he didn't follow the game plan. Obviously.
Well, allegedly. Well, to be fair, Tony Sims did in the corner, you spotted this, was trying to
tell him.
It looked as though he was almost sort of saying, like, look, what's going on? You're not doing the things we've been working on. So, yeah.
I totally agree. There was no, but that's, obviously, I like Conor Benn. It's like his dad is just, Chris Eubank Jr. got in his head.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to, I might be changing after this press conference, I'll see I think I might be leaning towards Conor because it's like Eubank's trying his best to get sympathy or make everyone hate him. I don't know what, like last time, every press conference, it was Eubank Jr. winning every time. Conor Benn was getting riled up. This time, Conor Benn seems a lot more calmer. I really do think we're going to see, and he does learn, he learns the hard way. When Conor nearly lost against Paynard, in that 6-rounder or 4-rounder, whatever it was. In the rematch, he boxed him. He won a decision, and he worked on things in that match that he'd been training for a year in the gym. And he practiced things. He practiced his boxing, distancing, he did footwork, all that. He practiced things that he'd been working on. And I feel we've got a calm Conor that thinks, right, can't do that again. What I did last time, not going to win. And he's going to follow the game plan, follow instructions. He's not just going to go in there angry, thinking that he's going to knock.
That's the only way to approach it. Only way.
It's the best way. If they, like you say, move around, maybe lose a few of the early rounds, but keep it competitive, and then turn the screw late on. You're the younger, fitter man. He's weight drained. That's the perfect strategy, Andrew. It's the only way.
So why are we also
not with a rehydration clause, though.
struggling at the weight? But you understand?
Ben, he didn't miss the rehydration clause. He missed his 160 weight.
Ben Shalom's piping up.
Connor.
Did you? Not with a rehydration clause. Well, Ben Shalom, I like you. You're still not doing it with any, like,
Ben, he didn't miss the rehydration clause. He missed his 160 weight. Why are you even up here, bro? I don't know why you're up here.
Connor, what are you famous for? What are you famous for?
I don't know why you're sat there, bro. I don't know why you're
what are you famous for?
Ben, not the time.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is. It's just like.
Telling Ben it's not the time. Was that Eddie Hearn telling him? Ben?
Yeah.
Why is Ben Shalom acting like a hard guy? It don't suit him, does it? He's like, look, he looks proper angry, acting like he's like some sort of hard geezer.
I'm not surprised. Probably lost a load of money. You know, fighters are leaving. He's on a broadcast, or he's going to get no money. I'm not surprised he's pissed off.
Yeah, true.
All we got to do wait for November the 15th, and we see the real Conor. Not running away, not lunging the punches in, taking his time, doing the best that I know that he can do. This wasn't the real Conor. And that's why I'm happy that he done 12 hard rounds, and yet he had him wobbling about 3 or 4 times, but didn't know how to finish him, because the occasion got to him, and he went in there. What got in Conor's head? He kept on saying, I'm going to take his head off, I'm going to take his head off. If he'd have said, like, you know what, yeah, I'm going to box him. He didn't. He went in there thinking, I'm going to take his head off. And that reminded me the same when he fought the French guy.
I just said, Nigel.
Winging him in, when he God.
Just cuddle my son. Didn't say a word. And the funny thing about it, the next day we went in the sauna, because Conor's been giving me grief. He said, mate, if you took care of business, I won't have to do it. We got in the shower, I've got to tell you this joke. We got in the shower, and I left the door open. Mate, why are you leaving the door open for? And he was really moaning at me. I said, shut up, you loser. But we both burst out laughing, because at the end of the day, we know that this...
It was a little bit too soon, Dad. It was like day after the fight.
You said if I'd done the job, you wouldn't have to do it. And you lost. Now you've got to go and put the record...
Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. I'm going to keep reminding you that until you get that victory.
How do you beat Chris Eubank Jr.?
Less greed. You know, when I had him hurt in there, I mean, he's going to say I didn't have him hurt. When I thought I had him hurt, you know, I was just too greedy in there, looking for the headshots. The game plan went out the window as soon as I hit him in the 3rd round. It was a matter of... It felt like I was always one punch away from closing the show. And I was looking for that one punch, you know, and...
I believe he thinks that. He probably did. He probably fighted
hurt him.
like he felt he was one shot away from getting the job done. That makes sense.
He did have him wobbled a few times, but like he said, he kept going for the head. And obviously... Eubank, he's a veteran now. He's not a prospect. He's a veteran. He's nearly 40. He can old man his way.
How do you take someone's legs away? Where'd you go to? I know
Body.
you know this. I'm doing this.
Body, baby.
You go to the body, don't you?
Yeah, you take... That's why they call it money in the bank, mate. Money in the bank for later. Keep going to the body. The legs will fail later.
Yeah. That's the game plan, you know. That's the game plan, isn't it? Right there. Sounds easier said than done. It ain't against an experienced fighter, but, you know.
It's one of those things, man.
What makes you laugh, Chris, when you hear that?
Old and vulnerable, and this old man's talking about he wobbled me 4 or 5 times.
You just got to watch it. You just got to watch the fight. You just got to watch the fight. There are no stages you hurt me in there.
The delusion of these guys is...
Just watch it. It's not delusion if you can physically see it.
It's breathtaking. It really is. You know, yes, you caught me with a few shots. Was I out on my feet?
Mate, you was in hospital for 3 days sipping food for a straw. That's what you were doing. So stop all this silly talk. Stop all this silly talk. You was in hospital. I was in the gym.
Dehydration. You have to be treated.
How much did you weigh then? Listen, that's what you guys agreed. We said, well, regardless was agreed with your team are idiots then, aren't they? Because that's what they agreed. You see, my team have my best interest at heart. They obviously done yours, because if that's done that much damage, you'd bring it up now. But why not bring it now? You wanted to talk about it. It wasn't even a topic of discussion, Chris.
I'm not here to talk about it.
Well, exactly. So then stop moaning about it. Stop moaning about it.
You guys moan about it.
We're good. We're good.
I'm here to fight.
We ain't moaned about it once. All we hear is you moaning, Chris.
I haven't moaned about it.
I feel flattered that you brought a new trainer in. I said that you brought Bomac in. Because I know you need it. And he's a great coach. You're a great coach, Bomac. And I've got love for you, mate, but you can't polish a turd.
Tickets on general sale tomorrow. Set your reminders.
Oh, no. I'm just going to pause it there. So, one thing that happened in the first fight was Conor Benn had some gloves that had too much horsehair in or some bullshit. So he had a little bitch about that. And especially against one of the British Boxing Board of Control's member of staff, accused them of shenanigans. But Eddie Hearn goes in one and he explains all here how it's all bullshit.
Listen to that, and I just thought, this is a guy that continuously tries to play the victim. He's moaning about stuff that, one, didn't even happen, two, is within a contract that he signed up to. And, you know, I just felt like the mask slipping. I mean, the stuff about the ambulance was the wildest thing, and that will be retracted.
I guarantee it will be.
The Robert Smith stuff, I'm listening to it going, this has just got fine written all over it. I mean, the accusations that Robert Smith allowed a set of gloves, they are gloves that are approved by the British Boxing Board of Control, that have been for years, that are used by dozens of fighters. And what you expect Robert Smith to not approve them because Chris Eubank's worried about a bit of horsehair in them, which everybody uses. You know, he was delayed to the stadium. I mean, can you imagine? He doesn't even know that in a situation with a paramedic and the board.
Nearly all boxing gloves, like Eddie Hearn said, have got horsehair in. The fly gloves, a lot of fighters say they're dangerous, but they're legal. So before you fight, how about you both agree and say, listen, I'm not going to fight you if you're going to wear them fucking gloves, because I don't agree with him. But sort it out before the fight, not on the day. It's happened so many times. Amir Khan agreed to Kell Brook allow him to wear fly gloves, and then like about half an hour before the fight, if you wear them gloves, I'm not fighting you.
Yeah. Wardley versus Clark as well.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they're the approved gloves. If they're fucking wearing them, you fucking wear them. Stop moaning.
Yeah.
This is a warrior sport, not a fucking diva. What's going on? Floyd Mayweather retired 10 years ago.
TikTok generation.
It is. But Floyd Mayweather retired 10 years ago with his diva antics and rehydration clauses and catch weights and all that bullshit. I thought that was gone. Canelo tried to keep it going for a bit, but, you know, he's gone.
There is a complete log of every single minute of what happens during that process. Right? What does he think? That I go to the paramedics and the board and say, listen, mate, can you do me a favour? Can you delay the ambulance for 20 minutes so he can't go? It's absolute. And if you're not the brightest spark, you're listening to that shit, going, oh, that's terrible, they've done that. And I'm not having it. So that will be dealt with.
I've got to say, absolutely respect for Eddie Hearn. Like, he's got to deal with that, because he can't be saying that shit, man.
For what reason, for what motive would he have to do that, Chris? Right, the thing is, you think from a human element, forget about he's a promoter, right? You accuse him of being a psychopath, a narcissist, whatever you want, right? And snake oil salesman and all the rest of it. Just from human to human, the fight's done. Why would you prevent another human being from going to get the healthcare that they need? For what purpose? For what? For what reason would he have to do that? No motive.
Exactly. Especially someone that you've grown up with, who's like your big cousin. Don't forget, Chris Eubank Sr., he weren't just a matchroom fighter. He was Barry Hearn's golden boy. He went to Barry Hearn's birthday parties. They were like good friends. Do you know what I mean? As well as working together. He stayed with him most of the time. He's stupid.
This has left a bad... Unfortunately, I was trying to come into this cold so I could react to it live, but I'd seen on work it bloody come up on one of my reels, and I was like, oh God, right, okay. So we're going to be discussing it, and I thought, bloody hell, Eubank Jr.'s got a right L. Like, you think the first build-up with that egg in his face, because he can't talk about that no more. Can't talk about the drugs, and he can't do that now.
Yeah, it's done.
So I think
new.
he's almost like stirring the pot. Oh, they did let me go to get the health care I needed quick enough. Anything to stir. And
They had horsehair gloves. They had horsehair gloves. They made me have a... You agreed to the horsehair gloves. You agreed to the rehydration clause. You agreed to it all, so you can't bitch about it. Eubank Jr., I felt sorry for him last time. Last time he was the victim. This time, he's playing the victim.
Yeah.
He's making himself look a bit like a dickhead. Woe is me, but you brought it all on yourself, and no one's buying it, like Eddie Hearn. Next press conference, I want to see a different energy from Eubank. Still the cocky, funny shit, but let's have a bit more class and a bit more focus on real shit about what happened in the last fight, how you whooped his ass, like you said. Let's concentrate on that instead of all this bullshit.
He wants to play the pantomime villain. This is his shtick. That's what he loves.
I think maybe he didn't like being the hero. Maybe he didn't like it, everyone liking him and being nice to him. The grandmas in the street going, I love you. He didn't like all everyone not swearing at him and calling him a twat.
Did really well. Well done.
He likes it when everyone hates
the streets of Brighton. You're our hero. He don't like it, does he? Don't like it.
He may be thinking, I didn't like it last time, everyone being nice to me. I want to be hated.
Love to be hated. They do. They love to be disliked.
Look, his dad did things on purpose, said things on purpose. Like, I don't believe for 1 second, we're going back in history, when his dad used to say, I hate boxing. It's a barbaric sport. I don't know why people do it because I'm good at it. It should be banned. When you're saying that, boxing's a fraternity, you're doing it on purpose for the publicity to be hated. You can't think something that you've done since you've been a kid should be banned. And you're just doing it to piss all the other fighters off and cause a shitstorm.
Yeah. I think Chris Eubank should come into the ring in some sort of like hospital outfit or something. And just, I don't know. Just, like his shorts and his outfit all be made out of that or something. I don't know. If you're going to do this, make it into a comedic thing on the night or something. I don't know.
What was that egg in Super Mario Bros. That never hatches? No, there's an egg with arms and legs, and it's just an egg.
They start to round up. I know you said you're leaning more towards Conor Benn. I did in the first fight. I'm leaning more towards Chris Eubank Jr. in this one. I just don't know how many times you can keep going to the well and doing that to your body. How many times? I mean, his legs are going to be shot a little bit, but I think there's a bit of a big experience gap in there. If Conor Benn had more time to make the adjustments with Tony Sims in between now and then, although he hasn't got to make huge adjustments, to be honest, he's just got to navigate and manage the fight more. But I don't know. It's quite soon between now and the last fight, and I don't know how much work and stuff he would have got in order to make a huge difference.
So, Eubank's changed trainer. He's got a Bomac in, number one. Great trainer for Terence Crawford. Do you know what I mean? We've seen it. Derek James with Errol Spence. Errol Spence at the time.
He's had Roy Jones Jr. as well, Chris. I don't know why he does this. It's like,
Bomac's not going to make you a better fighter. He's a good trainer for Terence Crawford. You're not a switch-hitting fucking maverick. You're Christian. Yeah. So
no, he ain't a tricky southpaw. I know because Crawford is a switch, but he's been fighting out the southpaw stance for a long time now. But Crawford's IQ, knowing when to put his hand, knowing when to kind of, knowing where to defend, how he kind, that is a Chris Eubank. Stylistically, it's an interesting matchup. But yeah.
He can. I just think so. He's changed trainer when he should have been with Jordan Banks. The rehydration clause he's putting his body through again, and he didn't make the 160 weight limit. He didn't make weight last time because of what he didn't exceed the rehydration clause. So I just think doing this again is dangerous, and he did get wobbled and he did get hurt a few times. And the mentality of Conor Benn, he looks like more calm. Looks like more calm, more reserved. I'm going to listen to my coaches this time. What happened last time is not happening this time. He's going to follow the game. It might not work, but I feel like everything's more calmer, relaxed. He's not letting Eubank get in his head. He knows he's learned from his mistakes. He's a younger man, and I think he's going to employ that game plan that you said earlier. Go to the body when you can, and then he's going to turn the screw in the last rounds.
I can see your argument for Conor Benn, and it wouldn't surprise me if you knocked him out late.
And I picked
not surprise me at all.
I picked Eubank Jr. to win the first fight, and I picked him to win this fight when they said they were doing the rematch. But after seeing this press conference, initial thoughts for me on what I explained earlier, I'm going with Conor Benn at this moment in time. There's still more to come.
Stay tuned for our preview.
Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe.